Unsyndicated presents Off the Air with Sean Baligian.
Go on, open the show. Blake from 760 WJR, Mitch Album Show, and Sports Rap.
That's me.
I think everybody wants to hear from you right now because I had people calling you out yesterday.
Yes.
I had friends of mine. Hello, Michael. I had friends of mine calling you out yesterday. Matt's been in the chat for 3 hours. Always a pleasure, Matt. So, in all honesty, Blake, the floor is yours.
Everything's fine. Everything's going to work out. Everything is fine. Okay. Did Michigan win or not the national championship?
They did.
Okay. Were any of the players on that field violating any rules?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Is it a great look? No, it's not. That's the honest truth. It's not a great look. But all that matters is the results on the field, and that's all I care about. Everything is fine.
You don't really believe that, do you? And I need to ask just for my own thing.
I think that for whatever reason, ESPN loves trotting these things out, and I don't think it's going to be as bad as everyone is trying to make it. That's what I honestly think.
Okay, no, stop. Just for a second. I want to make something. I don't think anything's going to happen. I think your coach might get suspended, but in terms of taking away wins or anything like that, my jaw would drop if anything like that happened. Like, period, end of story. I'm not being funny. My jaw would drop if anything like that happened. No other way to say it. Okay, but now we know. We know.
Yeah.
We know.
Like the Connor Stallions thing, we all knew. We're like, I heard some people raising some valid questions about Michigan State's security staff that I think need to be brought up.
Oh, is it Michigan? Is it Michigan State's fault now?
It's Michigan State's fault for letting him in with the crooked mustache.
It's their fault
and everything.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Nice. Like honestly, at the end of the day, what does this do for me? Doesn't change anything. Really doesn't change anything. You know what? I'm going to say it again, but now I can say it with full force. Okay. And you and I have talked about this for almost a year since it broke. Okay. I purposely have not talked too much about this because I knew that there were maniacs out there that were saying it wasn't Connor Stallions. Yeah. I mean, that was real. And believe it or not, I actually saw a few today that still said that. Like, believe it or not. I've also stayed quiet because while it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out a guy on your staff, they know what a guy on your staff is doing on the staff. And they probably know, as they know at Central Michigan, why he was on the sidelines at Michigan State and all that. The people that were crying lone wolf, we needed some evidence that people knew what he was doing. Are we going to find said evidence like the golden unicorn? No, they're smarter than that. But now I'm going to put it to you this way. Do you honestly, be honest with yourself? You don't even have to be honest with me. Do you honestly think that people didn't know exactly what's going on?
I think
and if you answer yes, that you really truly believe that Coach Harbaugh or Coach Moore didn't know what's going on, might that be an even bigger issue? That here they had this crazy man with this manifesto running amok, doing all these things on the company dime, who wasn't the brightest light on the block, and you didn't know about it? Come on.
Also, I forgot to preface this
Yes.
before we even started. I am sick today, so anything that comes out of my mouth cannot be used in a court of law because I'm sick.
Matt said they just knew the opposing team's plays, which made the players look better than they are.
Players still got to make plays.
I am going to say all the things that I have said before about this. And I hope that people take this in the proper context. Do I believe that was the sole reason for Michigan's success from 21 to 23? No, I don't. But I hope that everybody out there could at least understand that this was a team that was going in the wrong direction. They went 9-4. They went 2-4. They were one game over 500 in the Big Ten. And suddenly in 2021, literally out of nowhere, they were a national power. Is it coincidence? Does it mean that it was Connor Stallions? Are we taking too much away from Cade McNamara and then later a high draft pick in JJ McCarthy? But these are why, Blake, these questions are going to remain. And you and I talked about this last week. Whether you guys like it or not, I don't care. This is going to be part of it. And I'll speak for me. If it were me, I'd be totally cool with it. Yep, it happened. Yep. We're national champions. You see my cap? Well, show your cap. You see my cap? Yep, national champions. Like, end. But as I said last week, and I can say it with even more conviction now, the moral high ground that many of you tried to run with, and I'm not pointing the finger at you, friend, but the moral high ground that many of you tried to run with is over. It's gone. I don't ever want to hear it again. Never. Don't do it. And you know, a lot of your fellow fans have tried to take that moral high ground in the past. It's over.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for playing. It's cool. So,
But here's the thing. You want me to get real wild?
yeah.
I love it. Play SEC football. I don't care. Win.
I feel the same way.
Like,
sorry, I do. Hey, listen, can I ask you guys a question now to my Michigan State friends out there? Can I ask you guys the same question? Would you do it? I raise my hand. Yep, I'd do it. No doubt. But here's the problem let's call it what it is. It's okay. If you really want to move on, okay? You really want to move on. Drop this silly stuff. Like, Eric, no offense, there's no evidence. Come on, man.
There's a little bit of evidence.
A little bit.
There's just a little bit. I don't want to jump the gun. But
yeah. Well, we'll see.
Like, and just like we've talked about in the past too, though. If you think that your program isn't doing something shady, if you think that your program isn't scouting, and it may not be to the level that Michigan's was, but I promise you, more programs are doing it than not. So
I have said this forever, and anybody who has ever listened to me or watched me, whether it be on radio or TV, this is rampant. It happens everywhere. You're lying to yourself if you don't think it happens at your school. You are. It might not be as broad. It might not be as serious. But if you think that people are following the letter of the law, you are out your mind. You're out your mind.
Also, like every Ohio State fan and Michigan State fan comparing this to the Kentucky thing that just happened, they're like, the two cases could not be more different. Like Matt said it in the chat. They were playing ineligible players. That's why they had to vacate wins. Michigan was not playing anyone ineligible.
I will, Matt, and you know I've talked about this with you. I've talked about this with Matt publicly and privately. I don't think that the NC2A has the goods to bring the hammer down.
No.
I think there's enough there I think that what you saw was a very smart way of doing things that didn't leave a paper trail. I do. And if you choose, like a couple guys in the chat have already said this, if you choose to play there's the no evidence card, all I can say is I'm going to laugh at you. I don't mean disrespect. I'm going to laugh at you because one by one, all the argument points of the past 10 months have been blown up. It wasn't Stallions, which is still batshit crazy. I'm sorry.
Jar, put it on the screen, Todd. Jar me. Yeah.
It wasn't Stallions. He was a lone wolf. People didn't really know what he was doing. He didn't have contact with the coaches. All of that. It's false. It's false. Like, you guys, it's okay. Like, it really, it's okay. Like, it happened, and let's like really move on. Everybody does it. If you think I'm going to be a hypocrite, you don't know me very well. I'm not a hypocrite, man. You can say whatever you want about me, but I'm not a hypocrite. I do my best to A, be fair, and B, when I say everybody does it, I mean everybody does it. So if the other guy did it, I'm not going to go, we did things the right way. No, it doesn't work. It's college football, man. Wake the
It's a cesspool.
heck up. Oh, no. There it is. Moral high crime's gone. Oh, no. Oh, no. Chad said the big investigated and said the staff didn't know. You guys, all I can say to you, if you really truly believe that, if you really, really, truly believe that, is what I've already said, and now I'll say with emphasis, that might be a bigger problem. Is that lack of institutional control talk?
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, you have this guy doing all these level 1 things, and nobody knew he was doing it. Flying all over the place. Arranging, again, level 1 infractions, in-person scouting. A member of your staff putting on the Bobby Valentine fake mustache and CMU cap and standing on the sidelines of another staff. And nobody knew what was happening. Here's the big thing. Do you think that Connor Stallions in this upcoming thing, what is it, August 27th?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Connor Stallions will say, yeah, that was me on the sideline? Again, I don't need it. I know none of you need it. You can say that you're not sure it's him. Go right ahead. I've seen a couple people say that. I
hope it's a full-blown like expose on how he did it, like where he got the mustache. That'd be fantastic.
That's the important part, is where did you get that mustache? Where'd you get that set up?
Let's also not forget that Connor Stallions is an American hero. You know, he was in the troops.
MSU could never pull this off. Dan Murphy sleeps at Spartan Stadium. Eric said, I found the date for 3rd and 24. It was 2004. Okay. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one. Where did Stallions get all that money?
Boosters.
I think it came from boosters.
I'm gonna spin zone everything.
He's gonna put. I still can't believe the moron put it in his own name.
Oh yeah, no, that's the dumbest thing you can do. Like, yeah, I'm gonna buy these tickets and put them in my name. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Hey, listen, I'm gonna say it again.
And by the way, I'm on Sharon's side. Delete all the texts. Delete it all.
Evidently, there wasn't anything serious in there, but that's what the investigators are saying. If we're going to be fair about it, that evidently there wasn't anything interesting in there. I don't know why he would delete the text. Personally, I think that goes hand in hand with what we talked about earlier. Everybody in that moment tried to distance themselves from the guy. 100%. I don't know. Who's this guy? I don't know him. I've never even talked to him. Who's that? He's on our staff.
What text messages?
I had no idea.
What text messages?
I had.
By the way,
I had no idea.
I told Todd this before the show.
What's that?
If Ohio State wants to talk about text messages, we can talk about the ones they deleted. Well,
What?
Urban Meyer deleted when his assistant coach was beating the shit out of his wife. We can talk
Oh,
about those texts.
I thought
You
you were
want to talk
talking.
about text messages? Ohio
I thought you were
State.
talking about. I thought you were talking about the tattoo stuff.
Oh, we can talk about those texts too. I'm down to
Yeah,
talk
well,
about
can
text
we
messages.
talk about Mel Tucker's text? We could
We
do
can
that
talk
too.
about those texts
And
too.
you know what? Here's the interesting thing. I'm going to say it's all wrong. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
That's what happens when you're a fair person.
consistency, crazy.
Be consistent. When you're a fair person, isn't that
Wow.
amazing? You can look at all sides of a coin and go, because unfortunately today there aren't two sides to a coin. There are multiple sides to a coin. And you could go, okay, that was wrong. Oh, guess what? That was wrong. That was wrong. And that was wrong. Yes. But guys, and I know a lot of my Michigan State friends are pissed at me for saying this. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I guess I'm supposed to. You're the national champions.
Yeah.
And
This is the most college football story of all time, though, right?
yeah.
I mean, this would only happen in college football.
Yeah.
And it's just shocking that it's not like Arkansas.
Yeah. I listen, I'm telling you right now, like Matt, there are 3,000 8K cameras that show the OCDC talking to Stallions.
I want some video of where's Harbaugh though. You know?
They didn't listen. They didn't know who he was. Like I think you can only get away with some of that stuff for so long. And now that's why I'm at the point where I'm at. Like, okay, let's all say it happened. You're the national champions, and we can all move on. I'm cool with that. But as I told, I don't know if Tim Flynn's in the thing, we were talking about this today, and Tim said, well, you should heed your own advice and move on. How can I move on when there are still people going, there's no evidence? That's not Connor Stallions.
It's also kind of our job to talk about it, and it's kind of in the news today.
Yeah.
We can't move on yet. We will soon, because soon there will be football to watch. And we will. This will all just be a ghost in the night.
Bill said, if I speed and you rob a bank, is it the same crime? Am I missing something? I mean, I think they're both illegal, right?
Also, the funniest thing is
I won't call it the same crime, but I don't know how that applies here because there are level 1 infractions.
Yeah.
For whatever it's worth.
This still isn't going to get wrapped up for like another year because it's the NCAA. I
keep telling you it was his evil cousin, Connor Stallions. Yeah. I do not think for a second that there is a Matt, I'd love to see you say that. I do kind of respect U of M for doing it. I mean, after losing 14-15 to OSU, you got to try. I don't have any problem with it. You did it. You got away with it. You won a national championship. Cool. That's like, honestly, I'm not being PC. That's the way it goes. Just as kind of the problem in society today is don't tell me what I didn't see. I know what I saw. You know what you saw. We know, you know what I mean? That's like, okay, like, isn't there enough?
Do people still look at
crazy?
Okay. Do people still look at like New England's Super Bowl, the year of like
it'll never go away. You know that.
Yeah. But are they still Super Bowl champs?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Deflategate will never go away.
And what was the other one? Spygate? I love
Spygate. Yeah.
Spygate was the one.
Spygate's
the one that's more comparable to this.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. You know, it's we'll see. I wonder how long this is going to stay in the, and I don't want to like pound on Michigan fans as a whole. I want to be very clear about that. I think there's a fringe element that are still putting their head in the sand. I had one guy privately admit to me, and I promised I wouldn't say his name, so I won't. He might be watching. So I want you to know I kept my word. I had one guy privately admit to me, I know what's going on. I just can't say it. And I started laughing. I said, okay, you know, it's not like your skin's going to melt, but, you know, do whatever you need to do. So that's the way it goes.
I also do love that, like, all this started because Ryan Day just couldn't stand losing to Michigan.
No.
That's a fact. His brother was the one that started the whole investigation. It was a little private firm.
Is it? So just to follow that line of logic, is it Ryan Day's brother's fault because they got a tip that this crap was going
It's
on?
Brian Day's brother's fault, and it's Michigan State security staff's fault.
Yeah, I agree.
So I just have to figure out how it's Notre Dame's fault, and then I got it all figured out.
Blake, I agree. We need real games to start. This is getting old fast. Yeah, it's Larry Robinson days until college football. 19 days until college football. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. It's going to be. I'm going to say it again, Blake. I was having a conversation. I worked on Woodward earlier today, and we were talking out the whole college football playoff thing. And I'm telling you right now. And by the way, somebody voted. Was it McMurray? He put Oregon number 1. He put Oregon 1,
Smart guy.
Georgia 2, and Ohio State 3. I
need to pull up that coach's poll, by the way. Did you see the coach's poll today?
Well, bring it up. Is there any way you can bring it up?
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
Eric, thanks for the kind words. In the meantime, while you're bringing that up, can I tell you about one of our friends?
I would love that.
Let me tell you about All About Catering. All About Catering LLC is a full-service caterer. Graduations, weddings, bridal showers, corporate events, anything you need catering for, from 25 to 4,000 people. All About Catering will take care of you. Customer service and satisfaction is their number one goal. So don't sweat your next big event. Just go to allaboutcateringllc.com. You have a big wedding, little reception in your backyard, maybe a college football party in your backyard. Rick and the gang will take care of you. Go to allaboutcateringllc.com today. See their menus, their 5-star reviews, or just give them a call, 586-731-1398. That's 586-731-1398 to get your event started. Really appreciate everything that they do. Do you have that poll up? Oh, can you make it bigger? That's what she said. Oh, okay, go ahead. All right, Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Bama, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Michigan at 8, Penn State at 9, Florida State 10, Missouri 11, LSU 12, Utah, Clemson, Tennessee, Oklahoma, K-State, Oklahoma State. I'm telling you right now, and I think you agreed with me, the Miami Hurricanes are a huge wild card with a quarterback that has Heisman potential.
Yeah, and the ACC stinks.
Yep. Do you know what it is, Blake? It's the FSU. It's the FSU vibe from last year.
Where's the cutoff?
To you as well.
Where's the cutoff where you are not confident in these teams? Because I think it's pretty obvious.
Scroll all the way down. Somebody asked who's number 25.
The beautiful Iowa Hawkeyes.
Iowa, yeah, baby.
Run the ball, play defense, punt.
USC is ranked. You got it, Matt. At least they're not top 10 this year, okay? At least they're not top 10.
Texas A&M's ranked, too.
Where's the cutoff for legitimacy? Go back. Scroll back. Okay, good. All legitimate. Go on. Legitimate. After Michigan.
Oh, sorry. I think it's way higher.
Do you really?
I think it's 4.
Do you really?
I can ask questions about Alabama, Ole Miss. Notre Dame just lost their starting left tackle for the season. Michigan, I have question marks about quarterback. Penn State, I just have questions.
Yeah, I just, even with their schedule, I can't James Franklin. I can't. I never can. I'm sorry. So let me say this. This goes back to something we've been talking about for a few weeks now. You have to remember out of that, okay? Out of just that, scroll back to the top, if you will, for a second, okay? If we are to buy that Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Alabama, is that your cutoff after Alabama?
No, I would say after Texas.
Okay, after Texas. So you have 4 automatic ins to the playoff right there. 4 automatic ins. Now you have to account that Notre Dame will be in. You know it, I know it. Let's all move on with our day, okay? That's 5 spots. Then you're going to get an ACC team. That's 6. You're going to get a Big 12 team. That's 7. You're going to get the at-large. I think, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I think both you and I think that will be Liberty.
Yep.
Okay. So how many spots are then available? And that's the point that I keep trying to make to a lot of people around here. I'm not saying that that means that Michigan will be out, right? I'm not saying that that means Michigan will be out. What I am saying is if all things are equal, and it comes down to like a Texas and a Michigan, and they're both at 3 losses, well, one's from the SEC, and one can say, well, we beat them. And then Ohio State and Oregon, if you work under the assumption that those 2 teams will also win those games, obviously they'll already be in. So I don't think it's the given that a lot of people are saying it is around here. I really don't. Now, that could change if Michigan knocks off Texas. And let's not forget, Blake, 2 of those 3 games are in the Big House as well. Now, do I think even at the Big House they're going to beat Texas or they're going to beat Oregon? No, I don't. But that's got to count for something, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think also there's some, like, Kansas State is criminally underrated. I think Utah or Clemson is overrated. Like, Utah could easily be, I mean, that's just me.
No, I agree with you. So I think Utah is one of those programs that for years now, going back to Urban Meyer and certainly continuing with Kyle Whittingham, like, you're not paying attention if you don't understand how good they are.
Yeah.
Like you're just not paying attention.
Same with NC State.
As Bill said, is there anything more meaningless than a preseason top 25 list? It is.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
I love it, but it is meaningless. Can we confess that? Both things can be true. Yeah. It's meaningless. Can I say what I think is more meaningless and why every single year people get worked up over it is when they have the first BCS rankings and people lose their shit.
Todd hit the button. We got 2. I'm making my money tonight.
And Todd's got a picture up too. I can see Todd's hiding a picture up there. Todd, what do you got? What else do you got there? No, not there.
I made it go away.
It's us. There it is.
Hang on.
Todd's making it show up.
I love the mustache.
It's us. It's both of us. The unbelievable BCS rankings are so pathetic. And let me say for the record, Blake, do I watch it?
Yeah, every time.
I watch it every time. It is absolutely positively a made for television presentation. But anytime I can get a group of guys talking about college football on television, my pants are around my ankle. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in, dude. I'm in. But I've had to talk so many people off the ledge over the years. And I'll start with a lot of my old Spartan fans. Like, they were so agitated in 2015 at where they were ranked. Like, weeks in advance. And I kept saying, if you take care of your business, no matter what happens, if you take care of your business, especially if you go beat Ohio State, okay? Then you beat a fraudulent Penn State team after that. I was at that game. You have an opportunity to play Iowa, who is unbeaten and who is in the top 4. So if you beat Iowa and Indiana and you give them their first loss and you're the Big Ten champion, what do you think's going to happen, Slugger?
It's crazy. People don't realize it usually works out.
It's just like, to me, it's just like, I don't know. Do you want to get mad? Like, if you want to get mad, I don't get it. Take care of your business. You're going to be okay. Like, really, you're going to be okay. Now, all bets are off if you drop it. Sometimes you can even drop a game late and play your way back in. Sometimes that works itself out,
I will say, though, like, with the expanded playoff, I feel like knowing where you're at is more important than it was before.
Yeah.
Like at least having the idea.
Well, what you also have to do, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep pounding this, is now you have to pay attention to what 3 or 4 other teams are doing. Because there's going to be a group of teams, and I expect Michigan to be in that group. I do. I might be overrating them for all I care. I mean, like, honestly, I think they're going to be
Well,
in
no,
that.
now with all of this coming out, Sean, this is something to fight for now.
So are you going to bet?
Oh, well, I mean, it is the month of crazy. Did you forget about that?
But no, really, you're going to go, well, it would be in our best interest right now if one lost Miami lost, to crap state in November. It would be in our best interest right now if one lost K-State fell to Iowa State. You're gonna start having a lot of those conversations, and I don't know. I think it's gonna be funny. I think it's gonna be fun. But I'm looking forward to it. I like really and truly. It's a giant step into the unknown, but I think it's gonna be fun.
I think
Are
it's
you
gonna
gonna
be
cry
very
about?
fun.
Are you gonna cry about who's number 13? I can't wait for those conversations to start.
If it's Michigan, yeah, I will.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Let me tell you about our friends with the Wealth Advantage Group. If you are ready to take charge of your financial future, look no further than the Wealth Advantage Group. They're located in historic downtown Northville and owned by the Hanson brothers right there with over 20 years of industry experience. They understand that your financial goals are as unique as you are. That's why they offer personalized expert guidance to help you navigate the complexities of financial planning. Now, whether you're saving for retirement, getting ready to sell your company, already in retirement, it doesn't matter. They can help guide you through every step of your financial journey. They work with clients throughout all stages of life and have clients in over 20 different states. The investment world is a complex one. So if you're ready to start taking your finances more seriously, it might be time to work with an expert. Reach out to the Wealth Advantage Group at 248-773-8574. That's 248-773-8574, or visit their website at www.thewealthadv.com.
Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
while we're on Michigan and college football and everything, did you see the clip that's been circulating today? Jim Harbaugh was on Pardon My Take, and he was talking about trouble with the snap, and he said it was one of the 10 worst moments of his life.
What do you say? What do you?
I just thought that would bring a smile to your face.
No,
You're my friend.
No, do you know what it is? Like, I'm a firm believer in you never ever apologize for a win. I'm a firm believer in that, and I'm not going to apologize for a win. Never. Sorry. But with that being said, it was a fluke play. It's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't care. Eric asked me if I'm going to cry when Michigan pounds Michigan State this year. No. Somebody actually said that to me yesterday when, I don't know if you saw that, Blake. I posted a Facebook thing, and I don't know. Somebody thought they were getting over, and they said 49-0. And I said, what? Well, I said,
yeah, you're the wrong type of person to do that to, because you know where your program's at right now, and it's not.
Well, and I don't think he really thought it out real well, because, like I said, can you imagine if I said it actually didn't happen?
I was being
like,
nice.
dude, you walked right into that. Like, come on, you got to play chess. Chess.
Yeah.
Think a couple moves. You can, in your moment, in your earnestness to try to get over, you can say 49-0, and I could say, yeah, it happened. You're right. And the difference between this and what happened with Connor Stallions is nobody's denying that it happened. Dude, come on.
No, I was being nice. I thought I'd bring up something that would make you happy, and just made my day worse.
I don't think Michigan is good this year anyway, but regardless, the thing I'm looking forward to the most is the SEC finally potentially coming up here in December. Give me LSU at Happy Valley or Camp Randall in a blizzard. Dude, Austin, thank you for bringing that up. Honestly, I think I am most excited about the home games. I am. I'm most excited about that. And I know once we get to the Final Four, it'll be what's the Final for you. But like on-site games, Blake, that's like you and I did it.
I just want
month.
good. I want good games.
You and I did it last month, and I think at the time I had Michigan as the last one in playing at Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say the last one in, I don't mean number 12. Okay, could you imagine that going down to Oxford and playing a game like that? Or like Austin said, going up to, Columbus and playing a game in Columbus, like, I don't know, Miami. Dude.
Or even like up in Oregon. Any of those northern schools.
Oh my gosh, would that
be great?
That'd be it's awesome. I mean, that's the honest to goodness to me. One of the coolest things is going those couple of years that I talked about to when in 2015 Michigan and Ohio State played in the afternoon. And yeah, I'm one of those people. I always laugh when, how can you say you're pulling for your greatest enemy? You know why I wanted Michigan to win that day? Because it meant that Michigan State won the Big Ten. And when Michigan didn't win that day, I could say what I always say, screw Michigan. Now Michigan State has to take care of business tonight. And being there in late November and all that stuff, it's awesome. And even the game going back to 21, like the snow game, where every one of my Michigan fans were just celebrating wildly because you finally slayed the beast. You finally beat Ohio State. You're finally going into Indianapolis. That was such a fun time. I love games like that. I don't care what anybody says. I love it. That Blake, you know me, you and I are cut from the same cloth. More often than not, I would rather sit my behind on my couch watching a game.
Mm-hmm.
But, you go to a game like that, especially with your kid, you can't put a price tag on that. Now, think about going to a playoff game. Think about Michigan hosting Pick Somebody the first week of December. I mean, that is just incredible, dude. It really is.
Yeah. And it's what makes college football the best. I mean, those home atmospheres, those home stadiums, the uniqueness of it, everything. But I love it. It makes it the best.
Mike said, I'm sorry, I'm coming in late. You might have already talked about this, but did Harbaugh know about Stallions? He's been pretty adamant about not knowing. I'm just not sure, but I believe the man in charge at top had to know.
Mike, everything's fine. Everything is fine.
I don't
know. Like, okay, could it have been just the coordinators? Legitimately. Like, I'm not saying that he didn't know at all. Like, I think that would just be stupid to assume. But if he was like, if it was like a don't ask, don't tell type thing.
It might have been. It might have. I mean, you come on. If we're going to have these conversations, you have to, maybe that, I don't want to know. Okay. But when I hear the people saying the OC and DC didn't know, I just laugh. I mean, as Matt said, there are so many images of him going, bakery, yelling out, the defensive plays or the offensive plays. It's amazing,
Bill, I'm just asking, is it possible?
No, in fairness, it's possible. Do I believe it? No, I don't. I don't believe it. Sorry, I don't. And you know what? If I was a Michigan fan, I don't care. I don't care. Harbaugh is a control freak. He knew. Yeah,
that's fair. That's totally fair too.
Yeah. Yep. Stallion's job was to get the signs. You're right. How he got them and the sign stealing and the scouting, in-person scouting is where the level 1 stuff comes in. But I don't know. I guess if I'm being fair, is it possible that he said he wanted to stay in an ignorance is bliss state? It's possible.
Don't ask, don't tell. Simple.
Yeah, it's possible. It is. We'll see.
He's gone now. He's happy. He's living in LA. Beautiful weather. He's got an injured quarterback. He's
Pete
just
Carroll,
living his best life.
Pete Carroll jumped in the Pacific Ocean and swam as fast as he could after running from USC. Absolutely. How's my friend?
I see what you.
Are you excited? Dude, 19 days away.
It legitimately couldn't come soon enough.
It really couldn't. And you know what's going to suck tomorrow? Like, trust me, as you get older, you become infatuated with the weather.
Oh, yeah, it's going to rain. My garage is going to flood. It's going to be great.
Do you know that, like, the high during the day is only going to be like 64?
Yeah.
I mean, that's orgasm.
That's football
inducing.
weather.
Yes.
That's Big Ten football weather.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not
just football weather.
Harbaugh,
Big Ten football weather.
With a team that'll make the playoffs and win at least one. Were you and I having that discussion? You don't think San Diego's that good? Was that you and me?
I think they'll be okay this year.
So do
Someone
I.
in the chat was saying,
is that where it came from? I think they're going to be okay. I think
they'll be okay. I don't know if they're going to win a playoff game, but it's going to take a year or two for Harbaugh to get it exactly the way he wants.
I think he's got some nice pieces there. I think, when you have a quarterback like that, you build around him. Speaking of quarterbacks, I'm going to say it again, Blake. The people like dropping their pants over the Chicago Bears right now. I'm sorry. I get it. They're a lot better. They are. You're rolling with a rookie quarterback. I can't get it. I can't get into that. You know what I mean? I do like a lot of the moves they made. I can say that in the interest of being fair and not let my hatred for the Chicago Bears cloud my vision. And it's really weird for a guy that loves Bears. I'm going to let you know, this is a little secret about me. I think some people already know this. Like, I'm infatuated with Bears.
You and RFK Jr.
Dude, I saw that. I like, honest to goodness, like me and Bears. I don't know what it is, but like all the teams I hate are Bears. There's the Chicago Bears. There's the Boston Bruins. Like that's weird. That's weird.
UCLA.
UCLA doesn't bother me that much. And the
I was just trying to fit.
Yeah, and the Cal Golden Bears don't bother me that much. I told you who I hated when I hated USC. Hated USC.
Yeah, I've never been a fan.
And a lot of it is because of that godforsaken song. Dun, 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 and they play it constantly. When I was a kid, oh my gosh,
How do you feel about Rocky Top?
It's not bad. It doesn't.
I think it's awesome. I love Rocky
Top.
When they're rolling and Rocky Top's just playing nonstop.
Okay, listen, the two that I hate the most, and I'm not like hail to the victors. I know I'm supposed to hate it. It's a great song. Like, stop it. Like,
it's a banger.
You can say that. But that USC song and the damn Oklahoma Sooners. Knock it off.
And then the Prairie schooner falls over. It's one of the best videos ever. I do like Baker Mayfield though. Hey, how infatuated are you with training camp fights?
It gets that damn song the Blackhawks play after the goal. Eric, I like the show The Bear too, for whatever it's worth, and I like Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear. So,
and you are a bear.
I am a bear, and my son's a bear man. Jack, if you're watching, that's a bit between Jack and I. That's all I'm gonna. Sean, you have any interest in bear hunting? Your adrenaline will be going like crazy. I've always wanted to, Austin. Blake, I think you know this about me. I'm a hunter from way back when, but I've never gone for bear. I'd love to. I would love to.
I have a family member that gets their bear like license tag, whatever it is. I'm not a hunter. I get it every year.
It's unfortunate though, since I've been in this business, November is just a time you can't get away.
Yeah.
You can't. Like November 15th. I'm not an archer, so I don't go out for that. But November 15th to November 30th is just like probably the worst time for me. Like, honestly, my most busy time of the year, because that's where everything comes together, where not only am I finishing my college football calling duties, but like we're getting knee deep in all the Heisman stuff. And then I'm calling some high school games here and some college games there for hockey. So like literally that 15-day span, I haven't been able to do it in years because of that. Just haven't been able to do it in years. But I'd really, Austin, to your point, I'd really, really like to do that. There's no rush, like for the hunters out there. When you bag your first deer, there's just nothing like it. Nothing. Like nothing. I was 12. Like it was like awesome. Oh, Todd's got more AI. Todd, what do you got? What's your AI picture?
It's gonna be mean. It's the best Russell Wilson's ever looked. Cheat Carroll and the Seattle Cheat Hawks.
Todd, here's the thing about the AI pictures, and I hope you take this in the proper context. They're so freaking bad that they're good. Is that a fair statement? They're so bad that they're good.
Yeah.
Oh, is
that one's actually pretty good. The other one he was just showing. That one was actually pretty good. Like that looks like Jim Harbaugh.
Best time of year for college football next to New Year's Day. That time in November. Yeah, there's too much going on, man. I just can't, I can't go out. Lions talk. There was so much buzz around J-Mo being an absolute stud at wide receiver this year. He's been getting a ton of solid talk about his abilities early on at camp. It sounds like they're going to get him the ball more, which is something that I've been crying. I think Blake and I disagree on J-Mo. I think we do. And I want to try to put it in its. I don't think that J-Mo is the stud that a lot of people make him to be, and I don't think he has to be in this offense. Does that make sense? I think
that's totally fair.
I think when you have the running backs that you have, when you have the tight end that you have, when you have Khalif Raymond, when you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, I've heard people talk about 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. I don't think he's going to be
not that
guy.
player.
I don't think he's going to be that guy. I just don't, and that's okay.
I get annoyed with this town's infatuation with him. I don't get it. I don't think he's that good. I didn't like the pick when it happened.
Can I ask you though, when he got the ball, especially late last year in his coming out party,
he's electric.
Yes.
He's electric with the ball in his hands. But he does I don't think that he fits what they want to do even.
I told you I had a scout tell me, not Scott, by the way. I had a scout tell me he doesn't think that Jared Goff's skill set and Jameson Williams' skill set are hand in glove.
Yeah.
For whatever it's worth. But to me, if you give the guy the ball on end arounds and you set up bubble screens and you find a way to put the ball in his hand, I don't think you have to worry about the downfield stuff as much. As you said, he is electric when he has the ball, man. He is. He's electric.
He also has to stay healthy.
Oh,
the best ability is availability. People forget.
I love that quote. I love that quote. He's the third option behind St. Brown and Laporta. I agree. I don't have any problem with that. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about, you yell at me if you want. I think that Amon-Ra St. Brown is not in that top tier of wide receivers. I think he's probably in the next tier. Now, for what it's worth, and I know you won't agree with me, I think that top tier of wide receivers is a room of two. And then there's a group after that where your other love, Jamar Chase, is in there. And I would put Amon-Ra in that next group. I really top 6, 7.
So wait, who's the other one? It's Jefferson and who else?
Tyreek Hill.
Oh yeah. He's really good at football.
I honestly, I think there's 2, and then there's like another group of maybe 5, 6 guys. Now, and I was arguing with somebody about this today. Jamar Chase could graduate to that group. We've seen reasons why you might think he might do that, but I just don't put him there yet. I don't put him there yet.
Yeah. Also in to what Chad said, he's the third option. In today's NFL, your third option has to be a pretty damn good player.
Yeah.
And pretty consistent.
Mike, Sean didn't want Goff back. That's a travesty. I openly admit it. What he's done changed my mind. And I'm always going to tell you when I was wrong about something. I was wrong about that. You kidding me? Heck yeah. I was wrong. That guy was broken. He was broke. And whether we want to admit it or not, he was broken in his first year here. And we saw some of those Goff seeing ghost moments last year, but it is amazing when you have a line that protects a guy, how well a guy can play, and you have to give him his flowers.
It's also a testament, like when guys fall off like that, they usually don't come back.
Yeah.
And the fact that he did is a testament to him.
It really
like
is
100%.
amazing. Austin, we have no problem, especially hockey stuff. I know you guys probably weren't planning on talking about this, but what are your thoughts on how long of a leash we give Newsy Lalonde? Saw some odds saying he is one of the most likely to get canned in the first half of the season. It's very, very possible. Listen, I think it was very, very possible at the end of last season. I do. I think that was something that there were some conversations I'm sure you guys heard about and everything. And we were even going so far on the What the Puck show to talk about who the next coach might be. And I know a lot of guys want to throw a veteran out there. I can't say you're wrong. What I can tell you is Steve Yzerman's MO is to go get a first-time guy. That's what he's done as a general manager. That's what he's done. Now, again, does that mean that that's going to be the routine this time around? I'm not saying that, but, Guy Boucher, John Cooper, Derek Lalonde, and, so far, all three of his coaches are first-time hires. So, again, does that mean that that's going to be the other one? No, but I don't think the leash is very long. Just one man's opinion. I don't think the leash is very long. I think Newsy is relatively safe for now. He wants to play a defensive game, and they had mostly guys who were lost in their own end. We'll see. Ray said, why does the NFL do combined practices? All it's going to take is a fringe player to take out a key one, and there goes your season.
For the clicks on Twitter. That's why they do it. It's all that was all over my timeline.
Can I tell you, though, Blake, just one man's opinion. Just one man's. I think there's too much respect for each other at that level to do something like that.
Yeah.
Just one man's. I might be wrong. I mean, there could always be, here it comes. Ready? A lone wolf. There could always be a lone wolf that just says, nah, I'm going to take this dude out. But I think more often than not, he'd probably get chastised by even his own teammates,
Yeah.
Hey, why are you trying to be Joe Cool out there? Like, what the bleep's wrong with you, et cetera,
Injuries are going to happen at practice either way.
Yeah. Let me tell you about Legacy. Can I talk to you about Legacy?
I would love that.
Did you know that thousands of Metro Detroiters have already called Legacy Partners to get help with their home and auto insurance? Our friends at Legacy are one of Southeast Michigan's top independent insurance agents, and they provide a full-service, one-stop solution for all of your insurance needs, personal and business, large and small. Legacy has helped our listeners by fixing mistakes other agents have made, asking the right questions to get the right coverage put in place to properly protect you, and yes, save you some money at the same time. That's exactly what they did for my family a few weeks ago. Guys, they're going to do it for you. Get your quote. You're not going to regret it. Chances are, if you haven't checked your policies in the last year, you're paying too much. You could be underinsured. So what are you waiting for? Give Legacy Partners a chance to help with your home, your cars, life insurance, Medicare enrollment, your business insurance needs. They got your back. So call them today at 586-209-4106. That's 586-209-4106. Or go to legacypartnersins.com to get started with your new quotes. I will say this. Bill said you got to do those practice scrimmages. They're vital because no starters playing the preseason. I think a lot of it too is the guys are just tired of hitting each other.
Yeah, it's nice to hit someone else.
Yeah, go hit somebody else.
You got to watch how I word that.
Matt asks, can Legacy Partners help the Michigan coaches with immunity from the NCAA? Dave, I know Dave's one of the biggest Michigan fans I know. Dave, get on that. Tim said like the guy who tackled Barry during practice. I think it was 92, 93. I don't think he made the team. That was before my time, like covering him. So I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've said I like got sick of camp a long time ago.
I'm so sick of it this year.
I'm sorry. I got sick of camp a long time.
I'm so sick of it this year.
After going for years, it's the same stuff. I'm sorry. It really, it's the same stuff, and you hear the same things. And even when the station that I used to work for, that you currently work for, even when I was doing the Lions thing, I went because it's my job. But did I want to be there? No, I don't want to be there. Sorry. I think it's, that's just the way it is. Eric said, going to broadcast from any of the Lions pre or post Lion games. Maybe.
Not from there.
Well, from a bar. Maybe. We can do that. Maybe. That's all I'll say. How's that? That's all I'll say. Sean, amazing the players get a little better. Amazing how the players get a little bit better each day. It is. You get what I'm feeding. I'm sorry. It's
exhausting. It really
is. And it's not like it was even like years ago. Like seriously, a lot of these guys, all the years run together. I'm sorry. Maybe the late 90s, one of the years they were up in Saginaw. A lot of these guys showed up to camp and they just weren't in shape. Like, I'm serious. They weren't, you could look at it. They weren't in shape. And these guys, football has become, as we well know, 11 and a half months. And so has the training regiments of football players. Okay. And that wasn't the case not that long ago. It changed during my life. Because I'll tell you, again, I'm sorry, I don't remember what year, but it was 96, 97, one of those years. I went to Saginaw, and then I remember the Millen year when Millen and Marty Morningwig were there. Those dudes, every one of them were like this. I mean, I'm serious. Every what up? Everybody was just in great shape and everything. So I watched it change in the span of 5-6 years, and that's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes.
This year it's just times 10. It's everywhere. It's unavoidable.
You're a Lions fan, though.
I'm in the limo. I wouldn't go that far.
Can I ask you this? Let's be serious. All right. I forced you in the Lomas, and I forced you in the limo. Okay. Mm-hmm. Is there anything they could do this year to like win your heart over once and for all? This is one of those arranged marriages that like you didn't want to be in.
Yeah.
But maybe, just maybe, you start to fall in love.
I can't fake it though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't pretend to be something that I'm not. I've never had a rooting interest in an NFL
Could
team.
they win you over?
Winning a Super Bowl would not do it. Because that would add so much to my workload. I'd be miserable.
Watching, man, I enjoy this team. This is a fun team. Could you?
I actually do genuinely enjoy the brand of football they play. Like, run the hell out of the ball, hard play action.
Matt, I agree with you, by the way.
I don't love their defense. Like, still this year, I don't love it.
Edge.
Like, everyone's
edge.
I hate their edges, and everyone's just so excited about these rookie corners. Just like you say about rookie quarterbacks. Rookie corners probably have the second biggest learning curve.
They're on an island, baby. They're on an island.
So
it's not the same with all the moving parts, but yes, the theory season, yes.
That's why I'm sick of hearing JMO's burning all these guys at practice. They're rookies.
Yeah.
You better be.
Did you see what Matt said? Sean, it's a lost cause. You were born a Lions fan or you're not.
Yeah.
I think there's validity to that. And that's why I've said it. If I don't understand these people, and I think a lot of them aren't being sincere, but I don't understand these people that say they stop being a fan. I don't understand it. As I said, for me, What I did is I didn't bring it home with me anymore. I didn't let it wasn't going to affect my day anymore. Like, honestly, I
Which is
had to
healthy.
make that promise to myself.
Yeah.
You are not going to ruin my day. It's not going to happen. I've tried to quit the Lions my entire life. Chad said I was born in the darkness. You merely adopted it.
I was merely forced into it.
Bane. Thanks, Bane. Eric, I know you're a real Lions fan. Gosh, when was it? There was it when they lost to Tampa in the playoff? It was such a crappy game. There was an afternoon where I entertained quitting the Lions. There was an afternoon where I entertained quitting the Lions. No joke. I thought about it and I said, this just isn't good for me. But I chalked that up to I'm really mad, and they just had a crappy game against the Bucs. So that was after 97. And they had a crappy game against the Bucs, and they lost a game they shouldn't have lost down in Tampa, and blah, 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 blah. So no, I don't think I ever really had that moment where I said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Like when I knew that it wasn't like I was never going to get there were some of those Mariucci years. Because whether people want to admit it or not, and Blake, you're probably not old enough to remember this, the hype train that you're hearing right now was there during the Mariucci years. And it drove me out of my mind. Because at least now, you and everybody else has no choice but to admit, okay, they deserve a lot of hype. They deserve a lot of hype, okay? Back then, it was all this. It was all that. And that's why I called Matt Millen ATM, All Talk Millen. They always told you what they were going to do, and he got a perfect guy to do it. Steve Mariucci with those shiny blue eyes, such a nice, wonderful man, and he's going to tell you exactly what's happening, and we're building something special here and all that crap. Is there anything else? I cannot believe we've just BS'd for like an hour and 2 minutes. Is there anything else?
No, everything's fine. Like I said, everything is fine. Everything is.
I love everything is fine.
Everything's fine.
It's my second favorite. Everything is awesome is my favorite. Like the Lego.
You also enjoy when I just say mean. It's my favorite reply.
Mean.
Somebody says something online that's mean to me. I
Sean,
say mean.
Can we equate this Lions team to Brian Murray's wings? No, and I'll tell you why. Because they never made that deep run with Brian Murray. The 2 years they went to the conference finals, and anybody with half a brain in their head knew they weren't going to beat Edmonton. Brian Murray's teams never made that run where you really thought, okay, they got a shot. You know, I mean, it was always, are you serious? What? We just got smoked by the Hawks, like things like that. It was always things like that. And I can't compare it to those Jacques Demers teams because they were magical runs and that they, defeated the teams in the Norris division. But everybody in the brother, you didn't have a snowball's chance in Hades against either one of those Oiler teams, right? Tim said, but the big time hope was there. Well, that's for sure. Yeah, the 92 team in particular, I thought I was kicking around ideas, Blake. It was like, could you imagine Habs Wings in the finals? I was kicking around that idea. And then they both got absolutely smoked by rivals in the second round. I told you that story. Mike and I had tickets to Game 5.
Mm-hmm.
That was so awesome. That was so cool. It was great. Okay, buddy, we're going to leave like 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. It takes like 8 hours and 15 minutes to get there. Okay. They're not going to get swept, are they? No. Sean, it's 2-0 in the series. So? Sean, it's 3-0 in the series. They're coming back. Cuckoo.
Never say die.
Cuckoo. All right, let's talk about Lindsay Broadwell. Hey, when it's time to get yourself a new house, whether you're buying, selling, both, you need to contact the right agent. You know who you should contact? That young lady right there, Lindsay Broadwell. Your house is probably the biggest investment you'll ever make, and that's why you need a pro. Lindsay grew up on the mean streets of Northville, and she has expanded her team all over Southeast Michigan. She's an expert in all facets of business. Now, when it's time to move, our friend Lindsay and her team will make sure you get the most out of your house and everything goes smoothly when finding your new home. Buyer, seller, first-time buyer, doesn't matter. Make sure you contact Lindsay at BroadwellHomes.com. She will help you with everything from start to close. Licensed realtor at Real Broker LLC. Start your search today at BroadwellHomes.com. The bar is high. Who can forget that? I saw things. Blake, I'm telling you, I saw things. I saw things. Yeah, I saw things I can't unsee. I saw things, man. And I'm telling you, you know what the strangest thing was? In 2007, the Lions started 6-2. And there was a certain wide receiver that yelled at the media, the Detroit Lions media can kiss my ass. Because again, the Lions arrived. They were 6-2. And they absolutely fell apart down the stretch. They went 1-7. And then when you add up what happened the next year, you're talking, Blake, about a 24-game span where the Lions went 1-23.
Who was the wide receiver?
Mike Furry.
What do you think he's
Literally,
doing?
I don't know. Maybe he thought he was getting over or something because the Lions were 6-2. It was a beautiful, like one of those really warm November days in the D, and they beat the crap out of the Broncos. And they improved to 6-2. And Mike Furry's in the locker room, and he goes, "And the Detroit Lions media can kiss my ass." And then they promptly went 1-7. And then, of course,
There's another receiver that I want to ask you about, but I'll ask you.
Ask me now. My will is strong and my axe is sharp, Matt. That's a good.
The guy that is working for the team now, I've heard he wasn't such a nice guy.
Are you talking about
Golden Tate?
I can tell you my interactions with him, he was a wonderful guy.
Okay. I've heard mixed.
I've heard things. My interactions with him, he was wonderful. He came up and talked to Courtney and I a few times when the season started to go south. He still came up and talked. I thought he was a good dude.
Okay.
Like everything else, I've heard things. I always judge people like my interactions with them, and I try not to because all the people out there that told me what an a-hole you are, I have found that to be completely false. I think you're a wonderful human, and I call you friend. Look at your dumb face.
I think you're forgetting I'm sick. I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, for that, by the way, you didn't even say thank you for your service for gutting through this performance.
Well, thank you for your service.
I want everyone in the chat to say, good job, Blake.
Yeah, Chad, I've heard things like that. Guys, I always judge guys by the way, like my interaction. Yeah. There's some guys that are really held on a pedestal that I don't necessarily agree on. I'm not ready to say. Wait till my tell-all book comes out because it's coming out one day.
Am I going to be in it?
Yeah. But I have nice things to say about you.
That's good. I hope so.
I have nice things to say about you. But there are some guys in town that get a free pass. Big time. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it. Sorry. I'm not at that point yet where I'll say it. I'll say it one day. But today's not that day. Don't ask me. Don't bug me. There's just somebody in town that
Todd made a thing.
What did Todd make? How many chapters on Ryan Day? That's great.
So many.
Todd, what did you make?
That's for the new podcast.
Oh, yes. How can we forget that? Look at the
Why is Tony Romo's name on there?
Tony Romo not yet confirmed.
Thanks, Todd. Look at the book. That was a rare Todd visual appearance. I want everyone to take note of that today.
Sean, will you book start with you losing a fight to monkey bars? Blake, you probably don't know that story. You
No,
want
I
to hear a
don't.
funny story?
I'm in.
Okay. And then we got to get going. Todd, I bet you don't know this story.
By the way, that's real quick before you start the story. Mike and I are starting a gambling podcast. It's going to be called Off the Board.
When are you
This is
going?
off the air next week.
I love it. That makes me so happy.
Next week, in just under 19 days.
I am
week
going
0.
to go in that chat and just annihilate you. I'm just
I can't
telling you right
wait.
now. That's going to be all right. So since Matt brought it up, this is a true story. I was at the park. This is 2002. It was the day before Game 7 of the Wings Av series. And I was playing with my son. And Todd, you'll understand this. You see that there's no other parent there. I don't know how to say you don't you don't pay attention to it, but you just know. And so we're playing at the little park and everything, and I hear this blood-curdling scream behind me. And so instinctively, it's not my son because my son's in front of me. Instinctively, I turn around as fast as I can and run. There were monkey bars, like one of those pull-up bars, right behind me. I ran face first into the monkey bar.
Just for
Like
doing some fatherly duties.
face first into the monkey bars. Now, this is how bad it was. It split my nose, like broken. That was number 4. It split my nose, cracked my cheekbone, broke my orbital bone. I had pressure cuts in 2 different spots. I had 3 stitches there and 5 stitches up there. What do you think I did that night? I went to work.
Damn right you did.
It was Game 7 of the Wings Av series. And my buddy Mark Spindler, former Lion, was just leaving. And Spin looked at me and goes, "What the hell happened to you? Like, were you playing in a hockey game or something?" And I told him the story. And he goes, "Dude, just come up with a better excuse than that. If you got your ass kicked, just own it." And like Spindler put his hand there, and it looked like somebody punched me. And honestly, my eye was swollen shut, all that stuff. And I kid you not, like I said to him, I go, "Spin, like, don't you think I wish I could come up with a better story than I ran into monkey bars? Don't you think like I should have probably said, yeah, some dude punched me, but you should see the other guy." I literally ran into monkey bars and it like shattered my face. And then the best part about it, it happened a couple days later. I realized I got a concussion out of it. And there was a good week span where, I kid you not, I was like a vampire. It was just hurt. It just honestly, it hurt. I can't explain it to you. So that's a true story. Boy, Matt, that's a great memory. That's 22 years ago now. Tell them your kid shot a plastic. I wish I could have.
Sometimes you just got to tell the truth,
Dude, I ran into monkey bars. It was. I wish I had a picture of it because, honestly, yo, Adrian. Well, I'm making a reference you don't get. You have no idea.
I get it.
But I mean, honestly, guys, Popeye.
I don't have to see that movie to know who Adrian is. I get it.
Wait a
second.
Stallone. You've never seen Rocky.
No.
That's it. Show's over. Listen, have yourselves a good night.
Subscribe on YouTube.
When do you want to do this again? Yeah, subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget, Off the Board is coming next week.
Or the week. I think it's the week after. Actually.
Okay, the week after. You and I, do you want to do again Wednesday? Can you do Wednesday?
Yeah, as long as I'm feeling better. If I get worse,
feel
no
better.
promises.
Feel better.
Just remember, no one in the chat has said good job, Blake. No one. This is ridiculous.
There's nothing worse than somebody asking for a pat on the back for doing the bare fucking minimum.
That's a jar.
Bucking. I said bucking.
Prove it. You can't. That won't hold up.
My family will. I drop buck all the time. So my family will. I'll go buck that. Thank you. Great job tonight, Sean. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, Bill's got me.
Bill gave you one. There you
Average
go.
job.
Average job, Blake. Right.
You know-
That's Matt.
Do you know Matt?
Matt and I have been commiserating for
Okay.
a long time.
I know Matt probably thinks I hate him. I love Matt.
Matt's
Because
awesome.
Matt was in
Funny
the chat
dude.
at 6:00 and is just ready to roast me,
Funny
and I'm
dude.
here for it. I love
Funny
it.
dude.
So thank
Yeah.
you, Matt, for watching and listening and all that good stuff.
All right, you guys. So, Blake, let's do it again Wednesday. We got the hockey show Thursday. I think Shep and I are doing one Thursday morning, and then we'll do something over the weekend. Listen, have yourselves a great night. Talk to you soon. Yeah, I'm doing the hockey show during the Lions game, so that's magical how it works out. But in the meantime, I'll talk to you on Wednesday. Thank you, Todd. Thanks to all of you guys. See you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Off the Air with Sean Baligian, featuring Sean Baligian and Blake Majchrzak. Produced by Todd Losey and Blake Majchrzak. Executive produced by Sean Baligian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Play It Loud by Jam Studio. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the Unsyndicated podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Off the Air with Sean Baligian on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Got something to say to Sean? Call the Unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.